Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. If you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at the Panerai PAM00926 or the PAM00926, however you want to call it. It's the Luminor Due, this one with a blue dial, titanium construction with the blue alligator leather strap. And again, the reference number for this one, PAM00926 or PAM926 for short. All right, so I'll be going over all the aspects of this watch, the case, the bezel, dial, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the strap, and I'll be giving my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with the case, we actually have something kind of an unusual size case for Panerai, 38 millimeters from finger to thumb. That's the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position, or the 10 to 4 o'clock position. Same distance, same 38 millimeters. You have an overall titanium construction here, both polished and brushed in the finishing here. So brushed mainly on the casing, as you can see, with a high polish on the bezel, as you can see there sitting on the very front of the case. All the satin brush finishing giving it a very diffuse look, and so that you can basically see it from any angle quite clearly, whereas the bezel, depending on your angle, really gives it that glowing look, but also a nice bit of luster for that titanium construction there. And when it comes to the color profile for this watch, blue is the way to go, and with that sort of sunray or sunburst guilloche patterning on that dial, gives it a very distinct look as well. Also a sandwich dial for this one, and that basically means that you have the blue portion on top with a fully luminous disc underneath, and then obviously the date wheel underneath that, and so forth. So here, if I turn out the lights, you can actually see that the luminescence comes forth very brightly, and that's because, well, it's not just the markers themselves for the index markers and the 12 and 6 Arabic numerals that are luminous. It's the entire disc underneath, so you get a little bit extra on that from the luminescence on the dial there. All right, and turning the lights back on. All right, you can see that we do have a date indicator at the 3 o'clock position, small seconds at the 9 o'clock position, and that's that. So how does it all work? Well, we do have the crown guard here. Just simply pull down the lever in order to access that crown. At the base position, this allows you to wind the watch. So about 20 to 30 full winds gets you to the full power reserve. And keep in mind that the crown guard is, that's sort of that signature aspect to Panerai watches, this one not being an exception to that. It allows you to wind the watch, although when I say 20 to 30 full winds, I mean full winds, not like the 1/3 or 1/4 winds that I'm doing right now. So you'll actually be at it for quite a while, a little bit longer than you would for an equivalent Rolex, for example, or Omega, Patek Philippe, you name it, So the crown guard's very good at protecting the crown there, but you will have to, it will give you a little bit more precise control over the functionality of this watch, as I'll show you right now. You pull it out to the next position, and this will allow you to quick set the date forward, but it takes a little bit longer to advance the date. All right, so basically if you're in this position, you'll have to advance the date forward with conviction. You'll have to do it on purpose. You can't accidentally set the date forward like so. All right, pull the crown out to the final position, and note that the seconds hand does in fact actually stop. So you can then set the time precisely wherever it needs to go based on the position of that seconds hand. But there's no readout, there's no little minute or seconds track for this dial. It's incredibly simple for a Luminor, and therefore, you just sort of ballpark it, and if you want to set it to a 5-minute interval, you can do so very easily. All right. We'll just say that this is the correct time, and when you're done with all of this, just simply close the lever and you're good to go. Highly unlikely for you to actually dive into water with this open, because when you see it open, it's obvious, and you're not going to have this on your wrist with this jabbing into your hand. You're going to know that it's open, so you can just close it, and that already assures your waterproofness, your water resistance down to 3 bars or about 30 meters. It's close to 100 feet. below sea level. So this will basically work for most people anyway, unless you're doing like super deep dives. This isn't really the watch for you, but you know, very few people actually do that. All right, so taking a look at what makes all of this work. You can't see through the case back, but you do have that solid titanium portion there that basically assures the the protection for the movement. It's a P900 caliber, 12.5 lines, 4.2 millimeters thick with 23 joules. It beats at a vibration per hour rating of 28,800 vibrations per hour, or in other words, 4 hertz. It gives you the Inca Block anti-shock device that you can take a few bumps here and there and it won't make any effect on the movement. You also have a power reserve of up to 3 days in a single barrel. Altogether, 171 components, 171 parts for the movement. Quite small, actually. And this new movement made for this watch, the Luminor Due, the smaller models, of course. And with the power reserve being 3 days, you can basically set it down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning the following week. No need to wind the watch. It is an automatic winding watch, so you can just simply, wind it on your, wind it manually using the winding crown, like so, and just simply wearing it for a full day will get you to that full power reserve. All right, taking a look here at the strap, you have an alligator strap here with the dark blue scales here. Nice and big, close toward the case there, and tapering down and getting a little bit smaller toward the end there, of course with your sizing holes as well, with an ecru colored, or more like a beige color stitching to give it that nice sense of sort of that almost complementary color contrast between blue and yellow. So very good, quite outstanding from Panerai here. You have 7 sizing, or rather 6 sizing holes here. So, and you also have a matching titanium buckle, also brushed with the full Panerai word mark logo there. All right, and while I'm here, I can actually try it on and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist. 7 inches in circumference. All right, so keep in mind that this is a titanium watch. It's incredibly small, and well, incredibly small for a Panerai, and incredibly thin as well, measuring about 10, a little bit under 11 millimeters in thickness. All right, so there we go. On my wrist, 7 inches for my wrist and 38 millimeters for the watch itself. It's incredibly wearable, even for anyone with a wrist down to maybe 5.5 inches. You can still wear this quite easily, or maybe even 6 inches thereabouts. I can definitely recommend it for that wrist size. Any bigger, your wrist may actually have trouble getting it into the proper sizing hole there. So keep that in mind. So maybe 7.5 inches, you can still wear this, but probably no larger. All right, and taking a look here down or face on, it's incredibly easy to see through that domed crystal, that sapphire crystal, nice and scratch resistant, and it does actually have a very nice profile. Rather, it's large in general for a dress watch, but for a Panerai, it's probably the thinnest I've ever had, and incredibly light as well. I barely even noticed it on my wrist, honestly. Hardly any space under the lugs there. Please focus. All right, hardly any space under the lugs there. Nice and curved for that lug profile there, so that it grips the wrist very nicely with the straps also in tow. Tiny bit of space between the lug portion and the strap, not a huge deal, because having a leather strap makes it a little bit less likely to breathe. So I'll take all the breathability I can get for that comfort fit. All right, and also one more thing about these straps here is that they do have a quick release system. So all you need to do is just simply press down on the sort of raised portion here that lowers the inner portion of the strap, so that you can then just simply detach and switch out for a new strap should you so desire. So the Luminor Due models in particular do have this feature in these straps. This one, 2021 release, obviously certainly has that same functionality, and when you want to put it back on, just simply clips back in. Nice and easy. So rather simple there from Panerai. And Panerai being a very easily customizable watch in terms of the straps, gives you that option there. Basically, what is there not to like about this Panerai? It's very wearable, incredibly light, the lightest watch I probably ever had on my wrist, and absolutely beautiful with that guilloche blue patterning of that sundial or sun ray pattern dial rather. All right, so if you have any thoughts on this watch, let us know down in the comments below. If you happen to enjoy this video or learn something, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch, new, used, discontinued, or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.